Happy Friday night, people out there in comic book land. It is Friday night. It is time for me to review the comics that I picked up this week. I've got kind of a big haul that ranges from really good to medium to not so good. One of them two of them I've decided not to get anymore. And one of them looks like it's just a one shot, so that's going to save me some money. And I will let you know what I think of them here in a second. And let's get started. Second time I've tried this, I got a call from my cousin in the middle of the video the last time, so I didn't know how to edit that part out, so I'm starting over again. Alright, so the first one I have for this week is one of the ones that I'm not doing anymore. Starting at the bottom, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, number 5. When I got the first couple of episodes on this, it was, they seemed pretty good. Maybe they were really good, or maybe I was just seeing them through the rose-colored glasses of nostalgia. I don't know. They're pretty good. But at this point, it's just getting kind of old. Or I'm getting old. One of the two. I'm not gonna continue with this series. It was fun, but I can't see spending any more money on this because they just aren't as entertaining as I want them to be. So I'm gonna give this a 2.5 or 2.25 out of 5. Battlestar Galactica Twilight Command number 1. This is one of the two that I bought the first issue for when there's 2 issues out. Thinking that, hey, maybe if I like this one, I will pick up the second issue and continue going with it. I was rather reluctant to get this before, just because the way the series ended, the TV series ended, it didn't leave anything for more. It had a really definite end. And this one kind of did a workaround on that part because it's set in the whole point with New Caprica. So, back in the day. And so that was a kind of interesting, and it is kind of an interesting concept, but it's not good enough for me to keep going. I liked it, but not much. So I'm going to give this a 2.5 out of 5. Batman 70 variant cover. I just cannot wait for Tom King's run on this to end. I love Batman, and the only reason I'm continuing with his run is I know he will be off the series eventually, and I don't want to be missing issues. That's all it is. This series seems to be floundering. It's better than the other thing he's doing with the Confessionals of Superheroes Crisis or whatever it is that he's doing, but not much. So I'm gonna give this a 2.5 out of 5 and just hope that eventually his term on this will run out and someone better, like Tomasi or whoever it was that's writing Detective, takes over on this series. Trump Space Force. I've seen a few of these out, different Trump things out, and I hadn't even really wanted to get this. It just seemed like it was going to be a whole issue of, let's talk about how stupid the guy is. Let's talk about, and, but a friend of mine said he had read a couple of them, the other ones, and said they were pretty funny. And, he said, I might like this. And it was rather entertaining. I'm going to have to admit that it was better than I thought it'd be. So, and while the first two, I mean, not the Batman, but the Elvira and the Battlestar Galactica are the ones that I'm not going to get anymore. This is the one that I think is the one shot, so I don't need to worry about getting that anymore. I'm going to give the Trump Space Command a 3.0. Excuse me. And now, for my next one, is Blossoms 666. This was the other one that I bought bought the first issue with the second issue sitting on the shelf, thinking that if I liked this one, I'd get the second issue. And this one, I did actually like, and I will get the second issue. It's Cullen Bunn. I mean, come on. This one introduces two new characters. It's these two. I can't remember their names right now, but they are evil, as you can tell by the 666 in the title, and they're up to something, and they have mischievous plans for the town, and I found it quite entertaining. So I'm definitely going to pick up the next issue next time I'm in the store. Tomorrow is New Comic Book Day everywhere else, but since Anchorage is having our Arctic Comic-Con, second annual Arctic Comic-Con this weekend, the one comic shop we have in town has decided to do New Comic Book Day next Saturday. So I'll probably pick up the Blossom 666 this next coming Wednesday with New Comic Book Day. Now, Outcast number 41. This has slowly been picking up steam. With more Outcasts and more combined or whatever, merged, coming together, waiting for the great goal or whatever it is they're doing, and tension has been rising up. Sorry, pain pills, and it's getting closer, and the tension is rising up. It's kind of been a slow burn. It's getting a tad bit faster, and it looks like it might be happening soon. I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. Walking Dead, number 191. Odd that I have two Robert Kirkman books in the same week and in the same order. Things are coming in this series as well. Things are coming to a head in the Commonwealth. Rick is dealing with yet another governor, and there is an issue. I don't want to spoil anything, but things are looking dire for Rick in this one, and I definitely want to pick up the next issue to see what happens, and hopefully he'll still be around. So I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. Now, Year of the Villain, number 1. Only 25 cents. Where's that one? Only 25 cents. Of course, if you look at this one, I had to pay a little bit more for this fantastic cover. But yeah, it's just the first issue that's 25 cents. It looks like there's going to be a whole year in this one, or at least more than one issue. It's an interesting setup. It seemed a little bit rushed, but it looks like it's going to be a fun ride on this one. I am going to be picking it up because this was really good. I'm going to give this a 3.75. The art was really good, and like I said, the story was a tad bit rushed, but they had a lot to get through to set up what's going on. So now we have the Punisher number 11. This whole thing with Punisher and Baron Zemo and everything has gone on. It's like 11 issues so far. I think they should end it up a little quicker, end it soon. But they're going to be back in New York soon. And this story is rather enjoyable, well done, well paced. Even though it seems to be taking, I don't want to say longer than it should because it is well paced, but it's very good. I'm going to give this a 4.0 out of 5. Now for the big one this week, DCeased. Wow. Just wow. This, as far as I'm concerned, has lived up to the hype. We've got pretty much a whole giant perfect storm coming together with Darkseid, Assad, setting things into motion, and little kinks in a plan that didn't work out quite the way they worked out, the way they planned it, setting events in a very large wrong direction, which makes 600 million people become zombies. I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't read it, but sometimes the bad guys' plans don't work out the way they want, and they have more disastrous consequences than they wanted. And let me just tell you, there is sort of a reason that Batman looks like this. And I am so jazzed for the next issue. If you aren't getting it, get it. And just be prepared for a fun ride. I'm going to give this a 4.25 out of 5, and just I'll be waiting for the next one and make sure that I get it then. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought of the stuff I get. Tell me if you think I'm right or wrong on the ratings. And like and subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye.